Hey guys, okay, so basically I have a whole bunch of questions. I'm not sure how long it's going to take me to go through them, so I know some of you just like to play videos in the background where you work or where you do other things. You might want to do it with this one. But basically, I've been asked various things on the Facebook group, on the Reseller forum, on the comments in my videos, through private messaging, loads of different ways that I've been asked. So I'm going to answer as much of these as I can. First of all, where are you based? I've actually got that written down twice, so let's delete one of those. That's about 5 minutes I've saved you. Right, okay. So, where are you based? I am based in Chelmsford in Essex. I go around all of Chelmsford to looking at charity shops and I go to the Bourne boot sale sometimes. I don't know if any of you guys also go there. I don't get to boot sales as often as I'd like. I would certainly like to up the boot sale appearances for next season. I sound like a manager, I know, but for next season I'd like to certainly have a lot more appearances at boot sales if I can. My experience at boot sales haven't been the best. I mean, I think probably the best thing I purchased was, I think, a Guitar Hero 2 PlayStation 2 guitar, which I paid like £3 and sold for 17 about 10 minutes after I listed it. So value wise it wasn't like, wow, it's going to pay the rent for a month, but that's probably the best thing that I picked up. And even then it was incomplete because I still had to buy the game, which said it was in there, but it wasn't. So to be honest, most of the stuff I've bought at boot sales has been tat, or turned out to be tat, even though I kind of thought it was pretty decent when I bought them. So I'm going to have to kind of retrain my brain a little bit on what to look out for at boot sales. Maybe I just need to get there quicker, because I've been getting there late, to be honest. So it's no surprise that the good stuff's gone. So yeah, so next, for the next season of boot sales, I'm definitely going to try and get there early, really, really early, and look out for some better quality stuff. Next question: do you only sell on eBay and Amazon? I try to. It's, for me, it's the two platforms that make sense for the items that I've got and how I like to sell. Obviously, I now do FBA, so Amazon for me is now FBA only. So I send all my stuff into Amazon, and they store it for me. They pack it, they ship it, they do customer services, and they send it. They just send me the money, when it clears. And obviously eBay is I pack it and ship it myself. I list it myself, photograph it, write a description out. Both have great upsides to their platforms. Both have downsides. So a mixture of both is good. I have sold on Facebook groups before, or Facebook ads. You just join like local sales groups and say, hey, I've got such and such for sale. I sold like 8,000 Magic the Gathering trading cards or collector cards on a Facebook group. I just basically took one picture of them all and said there's 8,000. They're all common and uncommon. There's no real rare ones, but they're all boxed, they're all in good condition. And they went for like £100 or something. I can't remember exactly what I got, but the guy came round, paid me cash, and I just said, there you go, mate. And he checked them over, made sure they was all right, and he was on his merry way. So I have sold on that. I've attempted to sell on Gumtree, but to be honest, I've not really had any interest whatsoever for any item ever. So Gumtree for me is not really ideal. So yeah, that's really the two platforms that I sell on, really, eBay and Amazon. Third question: what do you do for fun other than reselling? Well, I've got an Xbox One, which I purchased sometime earlier in the year. I can't remember exactly when, but it may have even been last year, November. Wow, about that a while now. But either way, so I have that which I play for fun, which I obviously have fun playing. I've just bought FIFA 16 for it. I've got like Assassin's Creed Unity, which I picked up the other day. Still not played it. I have some other games and stuff, but yeah, I play that. That kills the time. One of my passions, other than reselling, is graphic design. It's how I used to make my money. I was in internet marketing for a long time, but I'd also do graphic design for people, and I still love doing that. I'm actually gonna kind of put together a graphics pack to sell to internet marketers. So although I'm not really doing the internet marketing side myself, I will now just draw. It's like a character pack where you can kind of mix and match clothing and hairstyles and eyes and stuff, and people can use them as mascots or for presentation characters. They can put them in videos, use them on their website or whatever. I've still got a few contacts in the internet marketing sort of world, so I might just hit them up and say, look, I've got this product. I'm not interested in making the websites and selling it all myself, but if you want to sell it, I'll give you 50% of the proceeds, and I'll take 50, you take 50, and everybody's happy. But because I love just graphic design, I love to draw. I'm not necessarily very good at it, but I love to draw. I work with Photoshop and Illustrator and After Effects and all that kind of stuff. So, that's what I like to do. So I may as well kind of earn a bit as a secondary income through my other passion. I love computers. I love anything to do with computers. I spent a long time building my own computers, installing my own computers, hardware and software side. A lot of people I don't think I've ever really spoken about this before, but given how popular the reseller forum is, I actually spent many years installing, modding, and upgrading forums. It's what I did for a while. I used to create my own themes. I used to create, not necessarily create mods. I used to download mods and then just tweak them and edit them to work with different forms. PHP, BB, SMF, Envision board. You've got obviously vBulletin that I've worked with a couple of times. So yeah, I did that for ages. I've run many of my own forums. So I've been the administrator, I've been the owner, I've been a moderator on other forums as well, who just randomly asked me because I was so active. I almost said popular, but that was not that. Because I was so active on the board, they kind of said, well, do you want to be a moderator since you're kind of hanging around doing bug war anyway most of the day? So yeah, so I've done all that as well. I don't really necessarily have as much passion for that as I used to, but it's certainly something that I used to really, really enjoy doing. And I'd just suddenly buy like a domain name at the beginning of the year, get some web space, and then decide what I'm going to make. And by the did I say beginning of the year? Beginning of the day, sorry. And just by the end of that day, I'd have a website up and running with mods and tweaks and add-ons and everything. It was cool. But I don't do that as much anymore. So, have you ever been recognized while sourcing stock? Not really. I was recognized as being a reseller not that long ago, actually. About 2 weeks ago, I went into a charity shop and I picked up a Scrabble, and I've still got it over there, but the box isn't that great. So I don't really know what to do with it. I might just keep it for bits or sell the tiles, but everybody's selling the tiles now, and I don't know if I can be bothered listing all the tiles. But it's a vintage one. It's it's a pretty old one, late 70s, early 80s. And I was with my cousin at the time, and we were both standing in the charity shop. And I picked up this Scrabble, and I said to him, "Oh, that looks like a pretty vintage one. I'd say late 70s, early 80s." And suddenly this guy, don't know him, never seen him before. He walked around me, and he said, "Oh, well, you picked up the Scrabble." He said, "Yeah, that's definitely early 80s, that Scrabble." So I went, "Oh, cool. Thanks very much." And he suddenly said to me, "Oh, do you know much about Scrabbles?" He said, "Because I picked up a Scrabble the other day at a boot sale for £2, and it's a wooden one. It's square. It's quite high. So I've never really seen it before." So I said to him, I don't know. I said, "Is it like a deluxe? Is it Scrabble deluxe?" And he said, I don't think it's deluxe." He said, "But yeah," he said, "I only paid £2. So I said to him, "Well, you can't go wrong for £2, can you, really?" And it was funny because he kind of leant really close to me, and he said, "Yeah, and we both know both of us are going to resell these for a lot more than we buy them for." And he patted me on the back and left. So just me picking up this Scrabble, he knew the fact that I was asking, you know, not necessarily asking, but I was talking to my cousin about, oh, it's got some age to it, and I said the box isn't the best. He instantly knew that I was a reseller, which was quite funny because you could. And I must admit, I go into shops and I look around and I can just see someone, the way somebody is looking at something, and I think he's a reseller, and you just know he's a reseller, and then suddenly he's in every shop you go in. He's in that same shop as you, and you're thinking, yeah, he's definitely a reseller. So yeah, so I've not been recognised as you know, anyone's come up to me and gone, oh, you know, we watch you or we know you, but I've certainly been recognised as a reseller just by picking up a box. So, which brings me on to the next question: where do you get boxes for FBA? If I lean that way, you can see a whole bunch of boxes there. There's about 3 or 4, and there's one up there, and there's another one just kind of below. You can't really see. I actually found them in, there's a where I live, there's an open like public area where the bins are, and I went in there just to take some rubbish out, and there was these 4 boxes sitting there. So I took the boxes. They were ready to go. They were ready for the bin men. I just took them, to be honest. But if you're not that lucky, any shop you can imagine. Okay, so local newsagents, co-ops, Asda. Obviously, the larger chains may not necessarily have as much time for you to say, yeah, you know, come back and pick up any boxes. But look for smaller chains. Okay, little like cash and carries, little hardware shops. Okay, any shop that's near you that gets things bought in boxes, you can ask. A good place, chemists and pharmacies. Those boxes are actually chemist boxes, pharmacy ones, because they get all of the medication delivered in like massive boxes. So just go in there and say, look, you know, just wondered if you had any spare boxes. Now they could either say, oh yeah, we've got some out the back. How many do you want? What sort of size? In which case you don't have to say a size. You can just go, well, like that or whatever. You know, they'll know. Or they can say, well, we've already put them near the bins, but you know, go and get them if you want. So you don't need to pay for this stuff. You can do, and they're not that expensive if you do have to pay, to be honest. In the grand scheme of things, the amount of money you save on, you know, the FBA delivery, which you can use Amazon's own discount for UPS, and of course the amount of money you're getting back on Amazon sales, paying, you know, even £1 for a box isn't exactly that crazy, is it? So yeah, so just, you know, look around, ask around. People are more than happy to get rid of boxes. So, what kind of stuff do you sell on Amazon FBA? Just the usual, you know, games, board games, puzzles, video games, boxed items like, you know, like the one that I showed you in my last video, stuff like that, which I picked up today. It's boxed and it's all sealed inside. Sorry, not sealed inside, but it's new inside. So it's just stuff like that. And of course, stuff that actually sells. I mean, you know, check to make sure these items are selling first, which obviously helps. But brand new and sealed stuff, it will go. It will go. And popular stuff like the games, DVDs, etc., they'll go as well. So, so yeah, that's what I sell. Do you support Liverpool by any chance? How do you know? Yeah, I've made it pretty clear in my videos. I do have a lot of Liverpool stuff around. At the moment you can't see it, but certainly how I used to have this this kind of certain room laid out, you could certainly see that there was Liverpool everywhere. Yeah, I do. I've it's a bit of an odd one for me because I was born in London. My closest football ground, sort of top Division 1 anyway, which was Division 1 back then, I am that old, was actually Tottenham Hotspur. It was White Hart Lane. So, because I grew up in Hackney in London, not the greatest of places, I must admit, but my closest actual football ground was Leighton Wingate football ground, which was like 5 minutes away from me. But yeah, so the kind of the highest club that was near me was Tottenham Hotspur. But I never really had any affiliation with Tottenham. I never felt that connection with them. It was watching Liverpool that I loved the way they played. You know, when you were looking at like Dalglish and Rush and Dean Saunders, I used to love Dean Saunders. Dean Offside Saunders is what I used to call him. Honestly, this guy would make like 20 runs a game. 18 times it'd be offside, but he scored 2 goals in the other 2 times, but yeah, so it was, back in the days of like McManaman and, before Michael Owen and Robbie Fowler and stuff. But, because obviously that's when I've really started to learn the names. I obviously started supporting Liverpool before those guys were around. Pre-Steven Gerrard and stuff like that, sort of appearing on the scene. So yeah, it was, I've supported them all my life. Or at least my knowing life, I guess. But it is weird because obviously, I've never even been to Liverpool, and yet I support Liverpool because that's what I felt connected to growing up. And that's why you get a lot of, sort of fans, not necessarily especially Liverpool fans, but you get a lot of fans that talk about, fake football fans, and they say like Manchester City have fake fans, Chelsea have fake fans because they just, they went for the money. And like Manchester United have fake fans because their fan base is abroad. I've never gone in for that. I've never believed that, because if that's the case, then I'm a fake fan. Growing up in London supporting Liverpool, I guess I'm a fake fan because I started supporting them when Liverpool were still winning the title back then. 1990, 91, they were still winning stuff regularly then. So yeah, I guess you could say I'm a fake fan. So I don't really buy into that. I mean, you support who you support. It doesn't matter why you support them. The fact that you're there supporting them is what matters, right? So I like banter between different supporters and stuff. I mean, obviously Sam, aka Tez Nutkins, has mentioned before that it's a shame that I'm a Liverpool fan, but I love all that stuff, so it's all good. You have to have kind of mutual respect to a degree with all clubs. Even though you can throw in some banter and have a pop now and again. As a Liverpool fan, I'm enjoying having a really nice spell under Jurgen Klopp. So, it's looking good. Things are changing. They've changed really quickly, and suddenly a lot of Liverpool fans are a bit optimistic again. And now when we do play the likes of Manchester United and Chelsea and Man City, as Liverpool fans, you're thinking, come on, we could have this. We may not always do it, but we can have this. Whereas the last couple of seasons on the Brendan Rodgers, you just kind of think, oh, it's going to be another defeat. But so I'm enjoying it. Really, really excited about the future of Liverpool and Jurgen. So it's pretty cool. And that's about it, really. Do you pay for an eBay store? Yes, I do. I paid £20 a month for the basic store. That may change soon. I'm actually contemplating closing my store. That doesn't mean that I won't be selling on eBay. It's just I'm going to be very, very picky with what I sell on eBay now. I'm going to be selling less and less on eBay now. Now I'm concentrating on Amazon FBA. Amazon FBA is now where I want to concentrate on. It's where my thought process is. It's where I feel the potential really is at this moment in time. Mainly because and like I said before, it depends on what you pick up. So for example, if those of you out there that know Ken Chapman, and if you don't know Ken Chapman, check this guy out. I mean, the guy is a legend in my eyes. He's absolutely fantastic. For what he buys and sells, Amazon FBA would be useless. Amazon Merchant Fulfilled would be useless. It's so far from what he does. So for him, eBay is the most perfect platform that he could ever wish for because of what he buys and sells. eBay is perfect. But for me, I buy media. I buy board games, video games, DVDs. A lot of that stuff is what I buy. That's what Amazon FBA is for. That's where the big market goes for stuff like that, especially for media. I do buy a lot of bundles. I'm obviously also thinking of buying up like faulty electronics and fixing them up and selling them on. That eBay would be better for that. I know Amazon do have a market for that, but you get so many returns. So eBay would be better for that, where I can actually communicate with the buyers properly and kind of explain things of what I've done and what I've fixed up and stuff. I buy bundles of like toys and figures that I resell. eBay is perfect for that. But it's going to be a lot less on eBay over the next few months or maybe even years. So I don't really see the point in spending the £20 a month regular when I could be only listing 10 to 15 items on eBay, but they're going to be like good value, high value, rare items now. So yeah, so that may change, but at the moment I do spend £20 a month on a basic shop that gives me, like, no insertion fees of, I think, up to 200 or 300 items. I can't remember. Next one. Have you ever thought about giving up reselling? I don't know if that's a request or a question, but yeah, yes, yeah, I did. I gave it up from January till March or May. I can't remember. It may have been May. I gave it up. I started my reselling journey. Don't want to sound too X-Factory here, but I started my journey in last November, and I saw an incredible amount of sales. For me, it was an incredible amount of sales. I did like £2,000 worth of sales just between, like, from mid-November, November 16th till January 1st. I did over £2,000 worth in sales on eBay and Amazon combined, and it blew my mind. I was thinking, this is incredible. I'm gonna, this is working. I'm gonna pay all my bills. I'm gonna afford my driving lessons and my car, and this is gonna be fantastic. I'm on my way now. I'm gonna be minted. No, it just turns out that November and December are very, very high selling months because of Christmas. Suddenly, January, I mean, it was like sale, stop. In January, it was just suddenly everybody stopped. And for those of you that have watched me for ages, you'll know that in the past I've suffered from social anxiety, mild depression, I guess I also had back in the day. So for something like that, it completely changed my mind. The kind of little monster in my mind then said, oh, why did you bother doing this? You fouled again, and oh, you should just stop this now. So I did. I stopped. I went back into my comfort zone. Curtains closed, door closed. I was back on my little internet marketing where no one could see me and no one had to hear from me. They just had to see my product and buy it. And yeah, so I went back into that for like a good few months. I did all right. I make good money with internet marketing, but it wasn't as fun. It wasn't as enjoyable. It wasn't as fulfilling as reselling. So I knew that I was missing something, and I was working on a video for a client, and the client paid me £800 to make a 1-minute commercial for him. It was an animated commercial. I don't think it was going to go on the TV, but I think he was just going to use it for his website, YouTube and stuff. And I was making this video, and like I said, £800, really good money. And I glanced over. This was when my room, this room was like kind of that way. And over there used to be a PG Tips monkey in a dressing gown. It was a limited edition from Sainsbury's or Tesco, maybe both. And I bought him for £5. And I kind of glanced over and I thought, I wonder if he's worth anything now. I wonder if he's worth more, because I bought him thinking, well, not thinking. They were selling for like £15 to £20. I didn't get it in the end. I actually ended up giving it away to a friend of mine because I just couldn't get rid of it. But yeah, I kind of glanced over and I'm like, I wonder if that's now worth anything. So I stopped what I was doing with the video. I brought it down. I typed it into eBay, and I saw it was now selling for £10. And I got like a sense of achievement in my mind. I was like, yes, I just doubled my money. And then it kind of dawned on me, well, hang on, I'm more excited about making £5 on this monkey than I am 800 on this video. Something is clearly wrong here. What am I doing? So that video that I made for the client was the last one I did. I stopped all future work. I didn't let anybody down. I dealt with my commitments that I needed to do, but I just didn't take any more new work on. And yeah, so that's the day I decided my heart's not in this. My heart's in reselling. This is what I need to be doing. And why did I stop? So and then in that time when I stopped, people like Tez Nutkins, people like Sean Longley, people well, not so much Zahir, because Zahir I knew about when I started. Zahir at that point was much like me, you know, just bought the odd thing, sold it on, and thought, oh, this is pretty cool, you know, I like this. But during the time that I was out, Sean Longley and Tez Nutkins came onto the scene, and also Ben Fitzpatrick came onto the scene as well. During that time, I didn't know of them before when I started this, and I was like, wow, these these guys were just, for me, had shot up out of nowhere. I mean, you know, in reality, they'd been selling for months and months and months, but because obviously you only know them when you start watching them on YouTube, you assume they're new, and you know, but obviously they've been reselling for years or months. But yes, I'm like, oh right, okay, so there's a lot more new people involved in this, and I was amazed at how many new people had stepped in just in that short period that I had given up and had stopped. But the reason why I say not so much Zahir is, as I say, Zahir was very much like me. He'd just buy the odd bits and pieces, sell on part-time, and you know, he'd just make a few odd quid on a few odd bits, and it was fun and it was something to do on the weekend, you know. But in that time away, when I came back, Zahir had just like skyrocketed. He was now pretty much full-time. He was really going for it, and he had so much good stuff. And Zahir had helped me out in the past because I bought a Sony Walkman that turned out to be a different Sony Walkman in the box, and I knew nothing about Sony Walkmans. And I posted it in a video, and he was very quick to say, it's actually a better one. One you got in the box is better than the one on the box, mate. So, you know, I was going to sell it for like 15 quid, and he told me to list it for, I think, 29, and I got 29. So, you know, this community is always helpful, and we're always sharing advice and tips and that, and prices things go for. And yeah, so a lot had changed in that time. So I had to, you know, try and rebuild and regain the subscribers that obviously left thinking, oh, well, this guy's given up. We had a few did, you know, or quite a few subscribers left, and that's understandable, because why would you follow someone who's not going to update videos? And you know, so I had to not necessarily relearn, but I had to rebuy all stock because I got rid of pretty much all my stock. So I had to rebuy all that stuff. I had to not rebuy, but you know, get more stock. I had to get back into my listing zone. I had to get back into packing and shipping and buy all that supplies again and stuff like that, which was hard. But you know, I'm glad I did it. I think I spent like 80 quid on my first sourcing adventure. You know, when I got back into it, was double what I spent when I started. I spent 40 quid when I first started, and that very first video is still on my channel. So very first video I uploaded. So yeah, that was a really long question. Sorry, really long answer. I apologise, but yeah. So I did give up. Biggest mistake I ever made, but I came back. I came back stronger. I came back more knowledgeable, because I knew how important research was in this business. You know, you make good contacts, you make good friends in this business, and I don't know everybody personally. You know, it's not like I can just call them up and say meet you for coffee in 5 minutes. But to be honest, if I did, they'd probably go, yeah, all right. You know, if they weren't busy. And that's the cool thing about this community is you don't even really know people, but a connection can be made in an instant. So yeah, anyway, that's that one. Do you or will you import from China? It's something I'm considering. It depends on the item. Obviously, there's a lot of research that is involved. There are certain items from China I would stay away from. I'd stay away from any brand name, and I'd stay away from any electricals. Just flat out, I would ignore them. I may be wrong, and I'm sure there's people here that say, no, I've imported this radio, or imported this accessory, and it's been great. You know what? Nice one, good for you. I genuinely am happy that it's worked out for you. But for me, I'm not going to take that risk, because there are so many risks involved with electronics, especially if they're not tested properly. Brands are like 90% fake. It's not the fact that they come from China that are the issue, because most things are made in China, but it's a different production and quality level that you deal with when you're dealing between genuine products and the cheaper fake ones, they're not always the same underneath. You know, a lot of people say, oh, this Fujitsu one is the same as this Sony one, or this, you know, generic unknown no brand one is the same as an Apple. It's not. It really isn't, because there's a lot of different tests that are involved with an Apple product than a unbranded one. That's why one is $10 and one is 50 cents when you when you buy it, because this one has had all of the work done with it. This one hasn't. And if something goes wrong with an electrical item, it could cause a fire, it could cause burns, it could do anything. And believe me, you're not going to just be able to pass the buck onto a Chinese wholesaler, you know, be it AliExpress, Alibaba, DHgate, or wherever else you buy from. You're not just going to be able to, you know, tell a judge, oh, it's all right, I bought it from him, but go and get him. It's on your head because you've sold it. So, nah, I would sell things that are light, small, and can't break. That's what I would sell from China. So it's maybe now I do FBA, it might be something I'll look into, you know, with a bit more seriousness, but right now not so much. I'm happy with where I buy stuff. Are you single or married? I like how there's no middle ground. You're either single or you're married. I'm single at the moment, so I don't know who asked that question, but yeah, that's that. How do you get into the mental zone? I'm not. Is that like a danger zone? I'm not sure. I assume you mean like. I don't know. I assume you mean like how do you get into a zone of like listing, or you know, a day of listing, or photographing, or getting into the zone of, right, you know what, I've got all this stuff piled up, I'm going to get it photographed, sorted, you know, listed, I'm going to sell it. If that's the case, then there's many things that you can do. Try not to bog yourself down doing too much at once. If you do have a lot of stuff that you need listing, maybe have, say, like a day of photographing the items. So you say, right, you know what, here's all the stuff. I'm not going to worry about, you know, packing it and not packing it, but I'm not going to worry about cleaning it all up. I'm not going to worry about all that stuff. Let's just get the photographs done. Or you could, or if you are someone that likes to clean every item, pick, say, Monday, and that will be your cleaning items day. And then like Tuesday could be your photographing the items day. And then for, you know, Wednesday could be getting them listed day, or maybe just some research on pricing day. Don't try and do it all at once, because it really can just bog you down mentally. You know, so, and you don't have to do all, like, you know, if you have got a lot of items, you could choose, say, like, I'm gonna photograph and list, say, 10 items today, and then if I feel okay afterwards, I'll do another 10, or I'll do another 5, and just spread it out over the week, you know, because it helps you if you're listing every day anyway. If you list everything you've got on a Monday and then nothing for the rest of the week, it just looks like one sudden surge of stuff. So if you're listing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, it actually looks better for you regarding eBay anyway. FBA not so much. It's either there or it isn't. So yeah, or of course play some music. I love playing 60s, 70s, 80s music. I don't really like too much modern music. I did watch the S&S show with Sam and Sean the other day, who I was name dropped by both of them, so thanks for that. But yeah, I did see that Sam mentioned that some of the music that he likes listening to, like Drake, for example, that's not really me. I'm more Boney M, or some obscure 80s one-hit wonder, to be honest. But yeah, so that always gets me into a nice mental zone, as you call it, to just lay out all the stuff, get YouTube, type in 80s music or rap music or whatever kind of music you want, type it in, hit the playlist filter, so it brings up just like a big list of music, really. You click it and it will just automatically go through every song, so you don't have to keep going over and clicking next song. You can just play through them all. And yeah, and if you have independent speakers, you can always just turn the monitor off, carry on listing, the speakers will play the music. So yeah, you're all good. And that's it. That's the last question. 35 minutes. I'm never going to make a short video. I never am. But yeah, so that's that. if you have sat through all this, thank you so much. I was going to make a separate video, but what I will do is I just want to say a massive thank you to the subscribers of my channel. Incredibly, I've managed to reach over 500 subscribers now, and you know, it means a lot. It really does, because you know, I don't get anything out of the channel financially. I don't make any ad revenue. I think there might be some ads on my videos, but I don't have an AdSense account, so I don't get paid anyway. And I used to deal with AdSense years and years ago when I ran websites. I used to show ads, but I don't have an AdSense account anymore. So even if my videos made £1 million, I wouldn't get it. So it doesn't matter anyway. But I think the adverts come on as default, unless I go through and manually deselect my monetization. I'm not sure, but anyway, either way, I don't get paid. I don't put affiliate links on my videos. I don't say, you know, I know obviously I'd mentioned the app, but it's not made by me, and I don't make any money from it. So I'm not even making money on that. So yeah, it just means a lot that people want to actually keep up with what I'm doing. For some reason, people want to listen to me for 37 minutes. But if you guys have any questions, obviously, you know, leave them in the comments. You know I answer them. I may not always get around to them instantly, but I do take notice of them, and I appreciate everything. And I also want to thank, sounds like an award speech, but I also want to thank Sam, aka Tez Nutkins. I know he doesn't watch all my videos, which he said in the show, but that's fair enough. And, you know, he's not going to watch every single one. But I want to thank him because it was his video series that he did on FBA, and his like weekly or monthly FBA sales updates and how it's going for him, that really kind of helped draw me into doing Amazon FBA. It kind of answered a lot of the questions that I had about FBA. And he's, you know, and the good thing is, even when I leave a comment and stuff, he's always got the time to actually answer and say, you know, you're wrong about this or you're right about this, and it's great. So yeah, I want to thank him for that, because it really made such a difference with helping me decide to go into FBA. So yeah, that's that. It's all good. Everything's good. Life's good-ish. Sales are good. I'm going to check one more time on my Amazon seller app. I think I sold 3 still today. Let's have a look. Yeah, still 3 today, which is pretty cool. 6 yesterday, 3 today. So that's great. Thank you for watching. It's been just under 40 minutes. I hope you've enjoyed it. Hope you have a great weekend. And yeah, I look forward to all your videos and your questions and whatever else. So thank you very much. Cheers.